Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Distant Sirens. I'm so sick of my fucking intro. It's just so stupid, honestly. I need to get it I like the air raid siren. That's not what's stupid, but honestly, as I'm doing it right now, like how I'm doing it now, I'm just holding my fucking phone up to the microphone and I'm playing it on my YouTube. Like I just click on YouTube and I'm like air raid siren. There's one video I click on, so the sound stays consistent. Just retarded. I need to fucking be sent like a cool intro that I could use, but well, that probably won't happen anytime soon. So that's the intro. I'm just gonna play it off my fucking phone. I did play it at 2x speed this time. Um, just to get it the fuck moving on because there's so many times where I'm like waiting to start speaking as this goddamn thing is going and I'm just like, can we speed this fucking thing up? I'm not even sure I said this, but what's up? The name's Captain Jack. Welcome back to another episode of Distant Sirens. I don't even know what number this is. Probably like 20 something. So I had a I don't know. None of my days are like really like chill anymore. This is gonna be episode 29, which is actually crazy. I didn't know we were already up there. Um, Write that down. Okay. None of my I can't really say any of my days are good because all the days I just wake up and I feel like a fucking loser because none of the shit that I want to be working on is actually happening. And I'm starting to like resent my job and like all the shit I have to do, even though it's like my job. Like I'm actively like employed and getting paid to like work and do shit. Like I'm starting to fucking hate it, and I almost just want to like quit and just be like, you know what, this is my quitting story, and like I don't know. I'm very into stand up, so I know like a few like quitting stories from like a couple stand ups. One of them was just like Tom Segura's quitting story. He talked about how he was starting stand up and he had like this like job that paid well, but he didn't really like, and or at least that's how I remember the story. And he ended up just telling his boss, he was like fuck this, I'm not doing this, and I'm gonna just go do like my own thing. And he was telling a story, and the thing that stuck out to me was he was laughing, like looking back at it. He was like, it was way too early. Oh shit. Excuse me. He was saying that it was way too early for him to have quit his job and like still feel like secure, which is pretty funny because that would definitely be the position I would be in. Also, if I did, I would be fucked because there's no way I would be able to. It's not even like I'm bringing in any money with this, let alone like at least when you're doing like stand up, like you can make like 45, $50 a night by doing like three shitty spots. That'll give you like 15 or like $20. So, I mean, and again, that's not anything, but like if you do that every day, like not only will it add up, but like you can actually like just doing that like for a month, like you could easily pay a rent. If I sat around and worked on my gun dealing business, it would pull in $0 until I got everything in. So, I mean, I couldn't even like sustain like on anything. Like I need this job. But I just thought that story was funny because I kind of like really understand what Tom is like talking about. Like he just wants to quit and just like do his own thing, and he did, and it worked out for him. But he said like it was really tight for a while, and he regretted like he thought he quit too early and should have just stayed in a little bit longer until he was making good money, and then he would have quit. And then another one, it was comedian Bert Kreischer. He was talking about how oh God, what is it? How he was working at Barnes and Noble. This story is funny. I'm a huge fan of Burnt Chryslers, and he has this like whole story about. And if you know Bert, he is a total fucking storyteller. Probably one of the best storytellers around. But how he worked at Barnes and Noble, and like I guess there's like this elevator in the bottom of this Barnes and Noble in New York, and it's like a freight elevator. If you took it down, you couldn't like you can't call the elevator back up. Like the elevator needs to come up with a person. So, he would just take it down there and like go work out naked or whatever. But he didn't know there were cameras. So like he did this for a while, and like his attendance, I assume was was fine, but his like he was late, and he didn't like his boss, and he even insulted his boss's job. His boss was like, like wouldn't you like to be a manager of Barnes and Noble one day? And Bert was like, fuck no, who the fuck would want to be a manager of Barnes and Noble? And he was talking to his fucking boss, who was the manager of Barnes and Noble. I mean, he's funny, but Jesus Christ, retarded. But no, it was just like that funny story. And then like his boss, I even remember his name. I think it was Trey. Was reviewing the tapes and like saw Bert down there like working out, not even working, and like pulled him into the office and was like, "Hey, you're fired." And he was like, "I quit." But then the next job he got was the doorman at the comedy club or at the Cellar, I think, something like that, but a club in New York. And so I don't know, I was thinking about this today because, like, people were just pissing me off. This one lazy bitch ass teacher, like, asks me to do, like, legit, like, just shit with her room. When I walk in half the time, no, not even half, 85% of the time I walk in, she's on her goddamn phone. So when I'm in her classroom giving her a break, she's like, why don't you help the kids with this? What? Shove a fucking rock up your ass. I do not give a motherfucker. If I see you on your phone, I'm not doing what you tell me. And I didn't. Fuck that noise. She's going to come in and fucking like complain to my managers. But at the same time, they come in and complain about you to me. And I'm not even anyone like special. Like I'm not like really their friends. Like that's how much they don't give a fuck if They just tell anyone. But I don't know. It's just been like really like stressful, and I think maybe I've come to realize that perhaps my ego is too inflated to think that like my time matters when in reality it really doesn't. Like the things I'm doing, like compared to like how the fucking world is working, I mean, my time doesn't matter. So like my pain and suffering, because I've based all of that being alleviated off of the success of this business. And I mean, I don't even know if we'll be able to get done until like, well, I don't know. That's the fucked up thing, is that I could just like apply, like perhaps I need to do like one or two more things. I don't think it's one. I think it's at least two at the minimum. Like I need at least two more things, fill out this paperwork, and then that may be it, and then I'm good. Like I'm good. I don't need to fill out any more paperwork. Like all that I need to do is just I can start importing and selling to gun stores, and everything will be gravy. Or I could have like a bunch of more shit to do, paperwork and more or not fines, but fees, and I just don't know. So that's the stressful thing. And I got like this word back from this website, not even website, it's like this government, like agency, whatever. It's like the Department of like the like Defense Control Act or something, like Defense Export Control Committee, something, I don't know. And I thought it was gonna be like $500. Turns out it's like $2,300. So that's like way more money than I was expecting. And I was gonna use some of my like tax return to fix my car. Like my car is fucked up. The suspension is fucked. Uh, uh Jesus. Apparently, like only one of the like my front, like my headlights actually works. Like my back, my tail lights apparently are out, and one of my headlights are out. And it's not even my headlights. My headlights have been out. Now I'm talking about my brights, like my high beams, like the one of those went out now. So I only have one fucking operating light in my car, which is just a recipe to get fucking pulled over, given more tickets, out of which I can't afford. I mean, I'll have to pay those, but then I'm fucked because then I'm like out of fucking money. Like, I don't know. The whole thing is fucked. So I'm just gonna put some of my, probably all of my tax return now into these fucking applications, or paying myself back from paying these applications. And maybe I'll have like a cosigner for like a credit card, and just put like, I don't know, like $1,000 or like $1,200 worth of like the car repair onto that, just so I have because my car's paid off. So I don't want to like sell it and then get a new car payment because then that's just fucked. Because then now I have a car payment. But I don't know. It's just so fucked. So now, like, that's what has been going on. Like, I'm just like waiting. Honestly, I'm waiting back to hear from a fucking lawyer. I emailed him like 2 weeks ago, and like still hasn't emailed me back. I figured he would text me back or email me back, whatever, today. But and then I realized fucking Monday. Today's fucking President's Day. Man, fuck presidents. We haven't had a good president in like 100 years. So who gives a motherfuck? You're not even talking about any of the good ones. You're talking about like fucking. You're either talking about Trump or Obama. So just everyone shove it up your ass. Why can't we all? I mean, I had to work today. Why don't we all have to work today? It is so fucked. I just need like someone to be like, yes, you're doing the right thing, or no, you're not doing the right thing. And I don't want to reach out to my ATF agents because like they may think I'm fucking stupid. But as time goes on, I'm like, it doesn't really matter what the fuck they think because it's their job to help me. And you know, ignorance of the law is not the same thing as knowingly, like knowing the law and knowingly break laws. I'm not saying I'm breaking any laws, but like you can't punish someone for being ignorant, you know? And also you can't punish someone for not listening to you talk because and nowhere in the Constitution does it say you have to listen to someone when they speak. Let's just get that really quick out there because people like at work say like I'm really bad at remembering or like my memory's not good or whatever. My memory is fine. It's that I don't listen to people when they talk to me because they never say anything of interest. They just usually they say shit just like fill in like the gaps of like when you know like if you don't speak to someone you walk in the room walk out it feels a little awkward. So people like will just say something like a throwaway. No, I'm not gonna remember it. I'm not gonna remember what you say because you're not memorable and what you're saying is probably annoying. So I'm just gonna forget that immediately or it's gonna like piss me off. So no, my memory isn't bad, but I just have a problem listening to people. But that's the thing, is that when someone's telling me something face to face and they're like, look, this is what you have to do. And it's not just like, I need you to take this outside, give it to this person, and then drive here. Like, I can handle shit like that. But when it's like, okay, so this is what this form means, this is what this form means, we need you to sign up for this portal, and we need you to, you know, submit your fucking fingerprints over here and they're just telling you this shit, it's just like it's sensory overload to the point where I'm not even absorbing any information. I'm just thinking, oh my god, when they're done saying this, I have no idea what they've been talking about, and I'm just thinking like this is like I have no idea what they're saying. I can't stop them because they've already said so much. Like it just makes me feel bad, and honestly makes me feel retarded because I'm like, I've been sitting here listening and like verbally giving them like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. I was gonna ask you about that, but I'm glad you circled back. And like, I'm not a stupid person, so like, when I'm trying to reassure someone that I'm listening, they believe it, you know. And like, that's not the case. Like, I'll even ask questions that I know the answer to, and I will pretend to be surprised. Like, I'm just referring to my like ATF interview. Well, not well, yeah, interviews, I guess technically, but like, I don't know. It's just difficult listening to people. I just want them to write it down and just leave me the fuck alone. Honestly, that would be like the best way for me. I work better alone anyways. I prefer to be alone. So, and if I'm forced to do something, then I definitely just want to have to do it by myself. And I want written instructions. I don't want verbal instructions because I'm not going to listen to someone telling me what the fuck to do. And maybe it is it's a deal with like authority. Like I don't respect authority, but really it's just I'm not good at learning. Like I've never like whenever the like going back to school, like whenever like the teachers would be like teaching something on like the whiteboard, or they'd be like, all right, class, is like what we're doing, and they're like writing shit on their what's it fucking called? Like not the whiteboard or the chalkboard, like the smart board. And they're like, okay, so we're like when you're talking about several things in Espanol, instead of like how in English you'd say and, in Espanol you say y, just a y. And that's totally fine. If I were to read that, I'd be like, cool, that makes sense. It's even better because it's less letters than and. And they don't really fuck around with commas when you're listing things, which is cool. You can just put E, like tamales, E, Costa Rica, E, biblioteca, I don't know. Like just like a bunch of random shit or whatever. But no, if I have someone telling me this, I just doesn't get absorbed. and then I just kick back in like subconsciously to like just making them aware that I'm listening by like verbally or like physically giving them like signs that I'm paying attention, or that like there's a dialogue going in on my head and they are like, without speaking directly to me, answering the questions I'm having in my head. And honestly, that's probably why my GPA was so shit, because that's really, now I'm thinking about it, I did that my entire high school, all of schooling. That's what I did. I don't know actually when I really stopped listening. It was probably around the 4th or 5th grade that I really just was like, fuck this. Yeah, no, that makes sense. It was like when I went to middle school. I don't know what happened. Like I just, maybe over the summer I learned like how to just like make people believe that I was listening. And making people believe that you're listening is way better than actually listening, because you don't have to hear any of the dumb bullshit they want to tell you. And it makes you seem like you're nice and like you're listening, but really, we both know that you're not. But you're doing a really good job about hiding it. So I think I picked that up somewhere after like the year, like you go from 5th grade to 6th grade, like from like elementary school to middle school. That's where I learned that, and that's pretty much what I did for the next 7 years. Just like nodding my head and making people think that I know what I'm like agreeing to, but I just didn't. So that's basically, I did some of that with the ATF interviews, and now I'm like kind of fucking lost. But again, I think I'm just might email them, reach out to them, be like, hey, can you help me with this? Because I'm fucking mad confused. Just doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's frustrating as all hell too, because you try to Google this shit and it's like, I don't know if you've ever worked with the government, but anytime you have to like read a government, or just like everyone's dealing with it now, fucking taxes, just take a look at your W-2s. Like all of these like little boxes, there's like, they print your W-2 5 times on one sheet of paper and it's the same information 4 times. That's literally how the government works. It's like they just will make it, I don't even know, like they try to make like a one-stop shop for each piece of paperwork, but what happens is it ends up making all the paperwork fucking confusing and hard as fuck to read. So it's just fucked. That's all I'm dealing with right now, and it's just like I feel like nothing's happening in my life because of the hold up with all of this shit, and it's just like stressing me out, and it's making me resent my job, which makes me want to quit, which makes me want to like dive headfirst into my like AK-47 direct, but I can't because I'm waiting on this fucking lawyer to hit me back. I also emailed the goddamn like website that I'm like going through all this shit with, because it's like a professional will come in and answer your question. Like goddamn again, fucking it's Monday, fucking President's Day, so no, I didn't get a goddamn email today. I have to wait till tomorrow, and there's probably a ton of shit waiting for them tomorrow because of the fucking 3-day weekend that they goddamn took. So now I'm like waiting on this. I'm waiting on them. I don't even know if I signed up for the right goddamn thing. It's just a whole fucking mess. It's a whole goddamn mess. It is frustrating as all fucking hell. I'm so over it. I just want this to be done. Just so lame. Just so goddamn lame. But again, like, I don't know. It could be a thing where it's like I get an email from my lawyer and he's like, what you're looking at is like the right piece of paperwork. Once you pay for this, you can like opt in to be signed up for this secondary thing, which I definitely know I need to be a part of. And then maybe that's it. Maybe like that's the last piece of information I need. But again, I don't really know. And again, I don't know how. I think I have to call the airport and ask them. Be like, so what do I do if I'm trying to ship rifles internationally? Like, how do I go about doing that? Because that shit just doesn't, like FedEx, UPS, Amazon. They don't fuck with any of that shit. Like Amazon doesn't even sell fucking sex toys until like 2019. So they think you're gonna like deliver fucking. You can't buy bullets. You can hardly find any gun equipment online that Amazon sells. Worth its fucking worth the weight and the money to buy. I did buy like a magazine reloader. Where is it? It's somewhere. This is the greatest fucking thing. Easy Mag, amazing. The best way to fucking, if you're putting in bullets by hand, if you don't have like a machine or something, Easy Mag, that's the best. But yeah, I have to like figure out like logistics of like importing and like importing like rifles from different countries, and like I have to figure out just like a bunch of bullshit. Job I signed up for sounded really, really rad on paper, but now I'm like realizing that it's like a bunch of paperwork and it's a bunch of shit to remember. Like, I need to buy another whiteboard. I had a whiteboard at my parents' house because it's just the best to be able to write something on the whiteboard and then it's just like there. So every time before you start working, like you look over it and it like brings you back to exactly where you left off. It's like saving a video game and like jumping back and being like you just look around and it's like, okay, I remember what I was doing and where I'm supposed to go. So I need that for that, but I don't know. I need one of these yahoos to like call me and just like really explain everything, and then I need to record that phone call with another camera, and then so I can go back and play it like 10 times, and then I'll fucking actually like it'll sink in. But other than that, I just need to like maybe like start actually listening because that's before all that I mean not listening to people has like caused a lot of problems in my life like you wouldn't fucking believe, with teachers, with my parents, with girlfriends, like with my friends. Like no, I'm just like I listen sometimes. I listen to the people I want to listen to. I listen to them more, but oh my god, yeah, just like don't pay attention. I'm just always thinking about something. And like other people are so dense that they're like, I want to get out of my own head because it's like nothing, and I just want to talk to people about dumb bullshit. And I'm like, no, no, no. I'm exactly the opposite. I want to not talk to you because you're gonna want to talk to me about some dumb bullshit no one gives a fuck about or nobody should give a fuck about. And I'm just gonna continue to think about this thing that is interesting to me or could potentially help me in the future or X, Y, or Z. I don't know. I just need someone to explain everything to me. Being an adult sucks. Is this what being an adult is? Just being confused and having too much pride to ask for help? Is this what being an adult is? This is shit. And I always thought when I was a kid, I was like, you know what? Like, if I was ever driving around, because it's like there's like that movie trope where it's like men don't want to swallow their pride and ask for help. They'll just keep doing something until they figure it out. The movie trope is like, this family drives in or like a couple drives in like to like a town or city they're not familiar with for vacation or they're passing through, and it's like the wife sitting in the passenger seat of their girlfriend and she's like, honey, just ask someone for directions, and then the husband's like gripping the wheel and he's like, I don't need to ask for directions, I know where I'm going, I can figure it out. And it's like, no, you can't, fuckhead. Where are you, Lewis and Clark? You're just gonna fucking look around your fucking beat up Honda Civic and be like, oh, I know exactly where we are. A place I've never ever fucking been before my entire goddamn life. I can tell you we're on the right way. Because you don't fucking know that. You're just crossing your fingers, you're hoping, and you have too much pride to first ask a stranger and to admit that your girlfriend or your wife is right. You have too much pride, which is fucking sad and really dumb at the same time, but yeah, maybe I should just like swallow my pride and email my ATF agents because I think those are the people who are dispatched like literally like their part of their job is to help people like me like with questions. And I'm sure the government would much rather me ask them perhaps like seemingly retarded questions about a like a very specific job, that of which I can't really Google. And that's another fucked up thing too. I can't Google or like YouTube any of this shit. Like if like there's like YouTube videos where it's like what to do at Target if this happens. Like I guarantee you can find those videos, or like in childcare, they're like, what do you do when a baby's crying at work and you can't, X, Y, or Z. There's all kinds of videos. There's no goddamn videos about how to import guns, how to sell guns over state lines. There's none of that shit. So it's just rough. So I have to like go and learn everything for myself again, and I'm retarded too, so that's even more challenging, having autism and trying to figure all this shit out. But I think the government and ATF like specifically would much rather me ask them seemingly retarded questions rather than just like accidentally break the law, because that's where they'd be much more upset, where it's like, dude, like, we told you you're not supposed to do this. Like, I know that you're saying that you don't remember that this wasn't allowed, but this is on you because it isn't allowed and you still did it. That's like how breaking laws happen, like, or people, like, if you ever watch cops and they're like, I didn't know that was illegal here. And they're like, yep, get in the fucking car, dude. Like that's like similar to the same thing. It's like you just need to know the laws of like like what you're doing and where you're doing it and making sure that you're, staying in between the lines, but it's just fucking hard. It is just fucking hard. All right, fuck it. That'll be it for today. That was kind of easy. That kind of just it was easy. I had a lot to say, I guess. I'm just complaining about the ATF. Hopefully, usually whenever something like this happens where I'm complaining about like something that hasn't happened yet, I'll record a podcast, complain about it, damn well knowing that I should honestly talk about the week before, not just continuing to talk about like what I hope happens or what's annoying me. Should go back and be like, no, this was good. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to change the format of this fucking podcast. I'm not going to put, again, any effort into this. Sitting here for 30 minutes is hard enough. Seriously. I'm not like a performer. I don't do any of this shit. I just like podcasts. So I started a podcast and I want to like eventually get to more specific topics, but I don't know, like I'm just still like trying to gain some sort of like a fan base or viewing audience, so whatever. It's also on YouTube. It's not doing very well at all on YouTube, but whatever. God damn it, I don't even remember what I was talking about. No effort. I'm not a performer. 30 minutes. It's difficult. Oh, right. So whenever I talk about something like this that's bothering me, I've noticed like within a day or two after I record this podcast, knowing I'm not going to upload anything within the next week, being like, hey, never mind, this is all good. Like, oh, this is awesome. This happened. Like I'll probably get my lawyer's email tomorrow or Wednesday. Again, same with like the online paperwork shit I've been having to fill out and like all the fees I have to pay. Well, the one big ass fee of like $2,500. Maybe I'll get that back too, and everything will be gravy. So hopefully, trying to stay optimistic. Definitely gonna get fucking sauced up tonight because this is just stressful, and it's Monday. Fuck Mondays. But yeah, all right. It's been real, and I hope you guys are kind to yourselves. Peace out.